things you didn't know about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was released October 11th, 1974, made $30 million at the box office on a budget that was between $80,000 to $140,000. So not that expensive.
Cheap and easy.
The original title was going to be Head Cheese, based on the
Head
scene
cheese.
when the hitchhiker details the process of making the pork product.
Okay. I don't know if that would have got over well.
So the idea for the show, yeah, it definitely would have been different. So this is Tobe Hooper. He's the man that came up with it. He was the director, co-writer, and his inspiration came from a few different things. One of which is he wanted to do a modern retelling of Hansel and Gretel, as well as real-life serial killer Ed Gein. But the chainsaw idea came from him during a Christmas shopping trip, because he was stuck in a crowd of shoppers, and then he looked up and he saw a chainsaw display, and he thought to himself, I know a way I could get out of here real fast. And then that's how Texas Chainsaw Massacre came about. Now, Leatherface is allegedly based on a doctor that Hooper actually knew, who told him a story about going to a morgue and skinning a cadaver to make a Halloween mask. Yeah, let that sink in.
Oh, that smelled lovely.
Ugh. Now, despite the claim at the beginning of the movie, where the film says, you know, the film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of blah, 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 blah. That whole thing, for years, people thought that this was based on a true story. It's not, other than, Ed Gein being kind of like the inspiration a little bit. But in general, the actual events, none of that is true. Now, the narrator who reads this, do you guys know who that was?
Andy Dick. John Larroquette?
Yeah, it was a young John Larroquette.
That was close.
I was going to say pre-Night Court. And finally, the movie, it's probably not as gory as you remember, because Hooper, he wanted a PG rating, and they didn't have PG-13 back then. So he was told by the Motion Picture Association of America that it would help his cause by getting a PG rating if he limited the amount of on-screen blood. And Hooper joked, as you watch the film, notice there's probably about 2 ounces. I think there's a little bit more than that, but he wanted a PG rating. And that's things you didn't know about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.